Hello again folks, this is NT Blast, and Super's not with me this time around, because today I'm just doing the bonus video. I'm showing off all the little bits and pieces of the game that we didn't get to show off in the main game proper. So, having Super here would be kinda pointless. He'll be back one day, don't worry. So first off, we're showing off the time attack, and this time attack is a bit different from all the other time attacks that you're probably used to. See, we're hitting this first signpost, and that signpost actually starts the countdown. So the timer does not start until you hit the signpost, so you can do whatever to build up speed beforehand, like hit the spring, go backwards at the start of at the start of Studiopolis Act 1 and hit the spring to gain a whole bunch of speed. That way you can get a much faster time. And as you saw previously, you can hit the same button you used to go super to do a quick restart without having to go into the menu. Time attack ends when you reach the end of the act, right where the boss would be. You do not have to fight the bosses. You can also use time attack to complete any of the achievements that you didn't get already. So like here, if I didn't get King of Speed right there in the main playthrough, I could have got it there. And this is competition mode where you get to play against your friend in local co-op. There's no online because what can you really do in online in a Sonic game? I mean, you can race or fight somebody, but this isn't a fighting game. But anyway, we saw the options, and here's my save select screen, and in no save mode, you get to change your settings to however you like. You get to turn on debug mode, you get to play with Knuckles if you so choose, or you can switch up which ability Sonic has: the drop dash, the instant shield, or the super peel out. And this plays into how we did the playthrough, because you see, I did not come up with the idea to change between each combination. I believe I've already said this, but I did not come up with this. Super 8429 did. He came up with the idea to switch between different teammates during each stage. He gave me the initial layout way early on before I actually started this playthrough, and all I did was modify it a little. I need to write it down on something just so I don't have to keep looking back at the computer screen on what playthrough I need to do next. But that's when I thought, how about I try to figure out how many different types of playthroughs there are and see if I can fit all of them in the actual when it actually goes up on YouTube. So first, I made this chart at the top right, and I checked off every possible combination there could be. And as such, there are 13 possible playthroughs of this game. And yeah, we're counting the different Sonics as each different character. So I had to make a few edits to his list, but I kept it mainly the same. I also add a few other things to go along with each playthrough, like things that I would do in every single playthrough, like make sure I get all the emeralds before Hydro City, or get the proper amount of emeralds before they're scheduled to show up on YouTube. And always go top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right in Tomorrow Zone 2, but there's also a few things that I didn't write down here, like in every playthrough, do not show off Supersonic. I want to keep that as a surprise for later, despite the fact that it's not really a surprise anymore since I'm doing this playthrough really fucking late. And also kill this one Bagnick in Tomorrow's Zone Act 2, because fuck him. That's how I did that. And I also wanted to make sure I get the bonus stages covered and out of the way, so that I can give a proper explanation by the end of the entire playthrough. And using that exploit at Green Hill was the perfect opportunity. And I must say, doing these playthroughs were just absolutely fun, except for when the playthrough would glitch out and the audio would end up cutting out. I mean, it would be fine if the audio just cut out, because I can just edit it back in later. But then but after a while, the game would crash if the audio glitch was left alone for too long. So that really sucked during the Tails and Knuckles playthrough. Did you know that the CD Sonic Alone playthrough was the one I had to redo the most amount of times? I had to redo it 3 times because of the glitch, because I forgot to record some parts, and also because I fucked up so many times during the start of Speedway segment. And even though I restarted so many times, I felt like it was one of my best playthroughs out of all of them. I ran on long enough about how we did the playthroughs and such, so let's get back to the actual stuff you're here for. So don't mind me, I'm just going back through to all the other stuff. And now for extras. Remember when I said that you need to complete all Blue Sphere stages in order to get 100%? Getting 100% nets you all this stuff and extras and the special abilities that I mentioned earlier. And debug mode and Knuckles mode. Completing enough Blue Sphere stages allows you to play the Mean Beam Machine mode from Mean Beam, and you get to select your difficulty. You don't have to worry about the easy difficulty from Chemical Plant. You can make it how hard as you want it, or you can play with a friend. It's basically Puyo Puyo Tetris, but still, it's pretty awesome that it's in this game, and you get a full-fledged mode out of it as well. You get no rewards out of doing this. It's there for fun, and I love it. I still never completed the original Mean Bean. I got to like stage 5, I think, but I never bothered to try and finish it. But yeah, I don't have a second controller, so I can't show off competition mode. It's basically how it was in Sonic 2. And another staple of Sonic games is the sound test, which is labeled DA Garden. And you hear a whole bunch of stuff here, including an unused track from the final boss. Well, when we get to it at least. It's basically the speed up version of the Egg Reverie boss. That's the name of it, by the way. And it reminds me of when It reminds me of the Sonic Advance 3 thing where they speed up, or at least the handheld games where they speed up the boss music when you get to the halfway point. And man, I gotta say, this game has fantastic music. Oh right, countdowns. In order to get in no save mode, in order to get continues, you have to go through the special stages and get Mach 5 and then continue collecting balls until you keep getting some score bonuses and stuff. That's how you get continues. And I showed that off in one of the playthroughs I did, but I don't remember which one I did. But it's alright. It's alright, you can just try that out yourself. But anyway, here's what you get for beating all of the Blue Sphere stages. More Blue Spheres. You get to select between two different versions of Blue Spheres. The original with all the original stuff about the game, about Blue Spheres. And then the Mania version, which includes the proof of concept spheres from Taxman's thing, which includes the green balls that allow you to that turn into blue spheres once you touch them once, and pink spheres that teleport you. So yeah, that's fine, and that's pretty cool. And I hope they do more of that in Mania Plus. But anyway, here's debug mode. You get to select all the objects. You get to select all the general objects of all the general objects of the game, and then all of the specific level you're in, all that level's objects, like the buzz bombers, the crab meats, and I think there. Oh yeah, you can also select splats in debug mode, but I don't think you can place him. And I think you can only do it in. Well, of course you can do it in the Press Garden, I believe. But you cannot place him down in Green Hill. You can see him, but you can't place him down. And thanks to debug mode, we're able to put Sonic in, and also Tails if you're playing as him, in Knuckles' segment of the level. Likewise, you can also put Knuckles in Sonic and Tails' segment of the level. Debug mode allows you to see a whole bunch of stuff and perform a whole bunch of stuff that you couldn't otherwise do. Like, see, Sonic can't get up there no matter what. You can't even use the electric shield here because he would touch the water before even being able to get up there, so... And I don't think the bubble shield will allow him to reach that high. I feel like the bubble shield got a buff here. Buff in this game. But anyway. Yeah, this is also another thing you can do with debug mode. Is mess with the mess with special effects and stuff. And of course, you're completely invulnerable during so. You can also place down goalposts. if you also place down a special ring, you don't actually get access to a special stage. You instead just get 50 rings. Also, placing down a goalpost will center the camera towards the goalpost, which allows you to see a whole bunch of stuff you're not meant to see, including a removed section of a hidden section of some levels that you aren't only supposed to see, like a supposed cutscene in Lava Reef. And also you can die with your ending animation. But anyway, back to the save select screen. If you have debug mode on and use the special code on top of it, you get to access the stage select screen. And like in the classic games, you can select which level you want to go to, even the true final boss level. And you can even select which character you want to be as you do that. So if you want to put Tails in the final boss, in the true final boss arena, you can do that. Also here I'm showing off the third path, at least in my playthrough, of the third secret path that allows you to get the bubble shield. I didn't get it during the playthrough because, again, I didn't know where it was during that. I found out later, accidentally, but anyway, this is what happens when you beat the final boss with Sonic, but you didn't get all the emeralds. You also get this ending if you're playing as Tails or Knuckles, regardless of whether you have all the emeralds or not. The character will run off, and either Sonic or Knuckles will be sitting in a car, waiting for you to arrive. Let's see. Anyway, that's all the normal endings. Now, about the emeralds, if you transform into your super forms here, in the main game, you get this awesome music that just lifts you up, that just makes you feel powerful. So here's Super Sonic, and if you use the drop dash as him, the ground will actually shake a little, showing that power. Super Sonic has invulnerability and super speed, and the same with the other two characters. Yes, that's right, Tails can go into his super form even with the Chaos Emeralds now. He does not need the Super Emeralds anymore. As a drawback though, he does not have his flickies when he's Super Tails. He does not have them here. And also he doesn't gain any special effects while he's flying either, like the screen doesn't shake or anything. But yo, that's still cool. You get to Tails doesn't get shafted here. As a cause, the flickies don't return. And here comes Super Knuckles. Man, this game's awesome. Yeah, all characters have invincibility and super speed. I feel like in the PC version, I know in the PC version, whenever he glides into a wall, at least from a certain distance, the screen will shake as well. showing off power. But he doesn't do it here. And that's another thing I want to talk about, that the PS4 version doesn't really seem as finished as the PC version is. Because the PC version was delayed for like a week. Well, we'll talk more about that later, but about Knuckles and the Emeralds, well, first off, we need to show off the Heavy Rider. The Heavy Rider segment in the final boss battle. See, it's a race. Well, not really a race, but you basically just need to avoid these spikes. And hit the ball rider with its own attack by hitting that switch. But anyway, this is Knuckles and Knuckles mode. And if you have all the emeralds, when you do this mode, you get Sonic's final boss. Normally, you aren't supposed to be here, not as Knuckles. But for some reason, for some strange abnormal reason, he's here. Time to play the game as the real hero. And yeah, it's the same rules as the fight. You lose the ability to glide and you just straight up fly, so like an upgrade. But yeah, it's the same fight as before. Just keep hitting them until you win, and then there you go. Even the same ending as before. The Phantom Ruby acts on its own and sends you and itself to another dimension. Or so you thought! This song is from Chaotix. I'm not sure what it is, but I know it's from Chaotix. I studied. But yeah, it's Knuckles and Knuckles mode is just a story Knuckles is telling. There's no way in hell this actually happened. And yeah, that's it for Sonic Mania. As I said before, there are some version differences. But all I gotta say is, PC version is superior. The PC version was delayed because they wanted to make sure that was the best version. The other versions kind of got stuck with a okay patch. But that's it for Sonic Mania, guys. I know about the mods, and I was planning on doing them after this playthrough, but whenever I try to look for them, I kinda get hints towards spoilers for Plus, and I don't like spoilers. What the fuck was that? Who's there? And I don't like spoilers. So it's a bit selfish. And unfortunately I didn't get that get the early early leak that that PS4 players got. Mania Plus got accidentally leaked some time ago. And I'm mad because it got leaked while I was at work. And they took it down within an hour. Like, damn it. I could have been on that shit right then. Right then and there. But no. Just awful. Awful, awful, awful. And now I have to hide. So unfortunately, no Mania mods. At least for now. Of course I'm gonna get to it. Who do you think I am? But not now. Besides, give the community some time to grow. Don't worry. They're already doing some. They're already making some good progress. But it wouldn't hurt to see more progress. But anyway, that's all I gotta say. We'll be back one day. We'll be back one day. Until then, see you later.